So looking at chapter 1, okay, what is it about? It's just a basic, when we say programming, what can you do with it? You're basically trying to build apps to solve certain problems. In your case, because you guys are in mechanical engineering, so you will be applying or creating application tools or scripting, things like that for your domain. So some example of programming things is basically in your daily use is, yeah, your phone. All the apps are basically built or developed by a programmer or developer, or we can call them as software engineer as well. So one example are like, Flappy Bird games, things like that. All those things are based on, it's actually purely based on coding, which there's a bunch of lines, long scripting to get things to be viewed as an application or website, things like that. So you'll be learning programming because, okay, let me give you an example. This might be somewhere down your uh, studies, maybe for your final year project, things like that you might work. Okay, for those on mechanical engineering, pure mechanical, you have the freedom to look into various type of mechanical structure solutions and things like that. Okay, for those in automotive, you'll be working a little closer on specifically on automotive. Some of the top field or current trends in automotive is basically autonomous vehicle. I think you guys know about it. uh, Cars like Tesla, and if you take a look at current cars, they have like radar cruise control. We have the auto collision warning, lane departure assist, lane departure warning and assist, things like that. So those are implementation of AI, or we call it artificial intelligence. Short form is AI, where it assists the standard mechanical or basic, I would say, engineering. Okay, so things like that. So that is why new generation, uh, new engineers nowadays are not restricted just on knowledge for pure mechanical, not just on physics, not just on uh, basic infrastructure, things like that. Nowadays, it's a hybrid. You have to learn and explore on other knowledge. So at this moment, I think all of you guys are aware of IR 4.0, right? Industrial Revolution. So please spend a time exploring, Google searching on that, because those are the things that you need to, I would say, spend time focusing on that so that you are in trend with the current trends and direction. So other than that, yeah, things that you already know, robotics application, it all involves software. So if you look at this image, right, if you assume, okay, in mechanical part, electronics and pure, mechanical, you assume the robot can perform the task. But no, the coordination of that robotic movement and the application requires a software, because it involves very sophisticated, or I would say complex calculation. So in engineering, accuracy is important. Of course, there's a buffer, right, and threshold. So those things are important. So as a engineer, yes, uh, you need to have actually basic knowledge in application development, things like that. So other than that, we know Google, some of the famous for their apps, for their browser, for their search engine, things like that. But yeah, you don't have to know much about it. About computer, I think I don't have to explain. You guys are the expert. You guys are in the, I would say, IT era. So yeah, I would believe you guys are more expert in utilizing, gadgets and things like that. So yeah, same goes to these components. I think I don't have to explain. I believe some of you guys might be gamers as well. So yeah, you know the details. Okay. So these are things you can read. How software works based on algorithms. Algorithms are actually based on equations. I believe your famous equation or things that you know is y equals to mc square. So yeah, those are equations that will be transformed into algorithms and instructions. So to make it work, we use the programming language to perform that particular equations and execution of it. But of course, computer doesn't understand the language that we are typing, because machine, they only know binaries, which is 0 and 1. So that is why when you develop the program or application, when you compile tools like the code blocks and everything, they will build the binaries where the computer understands. Okay. So about trends, talking about programming language, yeah, Python at the current stage is the most famous. Things like MATLAB. Okay, for you guys engineering, okay, here's my idea. Uh, Most of you will be utilizing MATLAB. So there is like Simulink, things like you have to do with simulation. So that's the programming languages. Okay, so YC, you can read this. I don't have to explain. So that's all for the chapter 1 introduction